shall be let. No need for an apology. Standing ever stout, easy they cried. Watch over our land. In the heart of the night, where shadows creep and twine, Beezy's there with lantern bright, his courage pure divine. With every step his legend grows, a sentinel so true, guarding against the threats and woes in Irish green and blue. Till dawn, he roams the cobbled streets, a protector of our realm. With a battle cry, his mission's clear, his spirit overwhelms. With fists of iron, strong and firm, his heart pure as the sea, Beezy stands a monument, unyielding liberty. Defender of the common folk, guardian of the fane. On Beezy's watch no tyrants showed her shadows dark disdain. And all the evil shivers, knowing well his might. Oh Beez, protector grand.
This is BZ Watchdog. Tonight we are going to be covering the news about a police officer in Burleson, Texas. This is Officer Roy Denbow. Officer Denbow was caught on camera and audio making an unprofessional remark to a member of the public. As you can see, Officer Denbow started on February 16th of 2019 and has already received 4 complaints in a short amount of time. As of right now, I am continuing investigating the details of the complaints and have not heard back from them as of yet. To watch the video, go over to Texas Gal Audits and watch her video. We are no longer allowed to be concerned citizens. This is Burleson's policies and procedures regarding conduct of an officer while in uniform. It states that members shall at all times be courteous and civil to the public and to one another. Obviously, this did not happen. Please go watch her video. So I'm making one of these videos here. It's not something I normally do, but it's one of those like something Chili de Castro calls would do. So here I'm calling the Burleson Police Department to complain about one of its officers today for a video that is now on the internet of how unprofessional he was. Whether it goes anywhere, still would be fun. Yeah, Chandler, I need to speak to a supervisor there with the police department about one of its police officers' conducts today with a citizen.
Okay, and do you have a report number or reference number?
Oh, no. It was just a bystander who took some video, and after the stop was done, the person just, tried to have a casual conversation with the officer, and the officer was kind of rude about saying it was none of their business.
How rude!
So I think that was kind of unprofessional, being the small department that you guys are. And I have I don't have an officer name, but I do have a unit number that he was driving earlier today. And I'd just like to discuss that with the supervisor.
Yeah, what was that unit number?
The unit number was 830. I just think it's, when you got a concerned citizen asking what's going on after the pretty much everything's done, the tow truck driver's there to pick up the vehicle, and the officer's getting ready to leave. I at least think they can at least somewhat address something, not just be that it's none of their concern. That statement is very unprofessional. You know what? If I lived in Burleson, I would call you guys. I would handle the business myself and tell the morgue to come pick up the body.
Damn!
It's just not unprofessionalism, is you guys are already getting heat for being police, let's start acting and holding ourselves to a higher statute so we can maybe earn the respect of the citizens back. That's what my concern. And I'll be more than happy to share this with the supervisor, the link where the officer, because it's on video and audio. You can,
Right. No, I understand. I'm just getting all of this information here.
because I'm about to display it on my channel later today and promote how unprofessional the Burleson Police Department is if I don't address this before I go live today.
No, I understand. And then what was the address that this occurred at?
It was at an auto zone where you guys, I guess you had a theft of oil and they were searching, doing an inventory search on the vehicle before it was towed. There is I can give you another unit number here on this video so that way you kind of maybe can maybe cross-reference the, the officers involved on the scene.
No, here we go. Looks like I found it. So I've got that pulled up right here now.
Yep, because do you by chance have the officer's name?
I'm trying to look and see what officer was in that vehicle because I don't show anyone.
Because you had 835 on scene, but he looked like it looked like a corporal. He looked like he was conducting mostly the report and stuff.
Yeah. So Unit 835 is going to be our sergeant that's on duty. So he was there at that scene. Give me just a moment. What is a good callback number for you?
I'd like to not give that out. If I need to, I will hold, or I'll be more than happy to give you an email address. I just don't want to give out my number.
No, I completely understand. Give me just one moment to get that information here. All right. Let me place you on a brief hold and see if I can get to the sergeant on. See if I can get the sergeant on.
Yeah, because I'm sure they already had shift change.
No, it should. I showed the same officers to still be on shift from that incident.
Oh, okay.
All right. Give me just one moment to get see if I can get the sergeant online.
Thank you. Let's see, guys. That's how I'm doing. I'm recording this video with the phone so that way you guys can see and hear what exactly what transpires with Burleson PD.
All right, sir. I'm still right here with you. I'm just
Sure.
trying to get our sergeant on the line with us. Give me just a little bit longer to try and get a hold of him. All right, sir. Are you there?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I was able to get a hold of our sergeant. He is in his office. I'm going to go ahead and transfer you over there to him so that he can...
And what was his name, sir? What was his name, sir? Sergeant what?
It's going to be Sergeant Price.
Sergeant Price. Okay, thank you, sir.
Yes, sir. You are welcome. One moment while I transfer you over. Sergeant Price,
Hey, Sergeant Price. How are you doing, sir?
how are you?
Good. My name is Mr. Basil Z. I'm calling to ask you about this video that floated across my email this afternoon regarding. I believe this is you on the search or on the stop of with two other officers involved earlier today.
Okay.
I'm investigating police misconduct and unprofessionalism in and around the DFW area in North Texas. I'm sure you weren't aware of what transpired or what conversation somebody had with your officer. I don't know if you were in your vehicle or taking off at the time. But there is an unprofessional comment that I have on a video. I'd be more than welcome to email you the link to this video when a concerned citizen who simply didn't even put your officer on camera, and she actually had the common decency to pan away when she encountered him. This was after the inventory search was completed and the tow truck driver was inside the vehicle getting ready to haul it off. She just, politely got out of her vehicle, walked over to the officer within probably 15, 20 feet to not be a threat or alarm him. and just asked him as a concerned citizen, you know, what was going on. And instead of saying no comment or I can't talk about it, or maybe just kind of give her a basic, you know, summary of just what was going on in 1 or 2 sentences, he told her it was none of her concern. And she responded, as a citizen, I don't understand how it's not my concern. And with you guys having the authority and, you know, the well-being of the public interest, I do a lot of reports on the gap that's between law enforcement and the public. It doesn't look good for your guys' department, who is actually smaller than most, to have an officer talk to a concerned citizen that way when, you know, they're not doing anything wrong, they're not a threat. They even had the common decency to take the camera off away from the officer to not capture his face. And that's why I'm calling. I'm not trying to file any internal affairs complaints or anything like that on this officer. I just wanted to get some information, make you aware before I actually piece together this story, and just see if there was, you know, maybe you could pull this officer aside and realize that there's cameras and audios everywhere, and that you guys have to act your best when you're out in front of the public, because you never know what's going to be captured.
Yes, sir.
Whether it's fake or real, you know, you guys have got to hold up that image. I didn't sign up for that job. You guys signed up for that job, so you got to act the part.
Damn!
Do you by chance have that officer's name, or at least last name?
Well, I don't know exactly which officer it is. If it was gonna be
He was driving unit 830, because I believe you were in 835, correct?
Yes, I was in 835. You can ask for open records on that, but if you want to send me the video so I can observe it, then I can have that conversation with that officer.
Okay, and let me do this real quick. What I'm going to do is if I can get your email from you.
Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker.
Yes, sir. C. Price at burlesontx.com.
At Burleson
TX.
TX.gov or .com?
.com.
Okay. And what I'll do is in the comment section, I'll put the timestamp to where you can actually listen to where the officer's comments were, I thought, in my eyes, unprofessional. That's the only reason I'm calling you guys and reaching out to you. If not, had he just talked to her, this video probably would have never even came across my desk. And it's the only reason I wanted to reach out to you guys, to try to make you aware, without, you know, because it wasn't like abuse of power. It wasn't, you know, excessive use of force or anything like that. It was just a very unprofessional comment towards a young female who was just politely trying to talk to the officer. So, you know, if it was somebody my size, I'm just kind of scary at how that interaction would have gone differently.
This is Sparta!
So like I said, I just wanted to make you guys aware, and I will email you this here in the next 5 or 10 minutes so you can take a look at it. Now, and I'll have my email attached to it if you want to reach back out to me, for any kind of comment or anything like that before I publish my story. Then we can go from there.
All right, sir. I do appreciate your time.
Thank you, sir.
Bye, Felicia.
All right, guys. That's how you redress your grievances.
Catch me outside. How about that?